Hello and welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock, with an E. And it is just me with an E tonight. Yes, me, myself and I, a camera and you at home. Second night in a row I've had the pleasure of presenting solo. And tonight is a night that I have to say I really don't mind being here all by myself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, would you do me a favour, before you even think about going to bed, stop right now, thank you very much. You need somebody with a human touch, and I've got that touch when it comes to a good night's sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I promise you, within the next 15 minutes, I'm going to introduce you to probably the best night's sleep that you've ever had or will ever have. You are witnessing something that I myself sleep under and on every single night. Same with my family as well, because when it comes to a duvet and a pillow and a mattress, but the mattress I don't have, but we'll get to that. The duvet and the pillow for years has provided me with a level of comfort in my bedroom that I had never experienced before, and I've tried just about every sleeping product, every bedding product that there is. Nothing has ever come close. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you to, honestly, genuinely, the last, I believe anyway, and I think I can prove empirically, as you keep watching, that this is the last duvet you will ever need to buy, and the last pillow you will ever need to buy. I've always been very open about pillows. We do have another pillow that I was presenting last night, but there are two that I recommend. But the one I do recommend above all else is this one, because this is the mulberry silk pillow. Now, and this is the Serenity silk duvet. Just so you understand, Serenity, it is a mulberry silk duvet. It will say it also on the tag. Serenity is a line that has slightly different packaging, slightly upgraded packaging, shall we say, that is exclusive to us here at Shop on TV. But absolutely everything else in terms of the duvet is a mulberry silk duvet from the official Mulberry Silk Company. Now, apart from the fact it looks fantastic, you can put standard duvet covers over these if you so desire, although frankly, you don't need them. You can just put them straight over the bed as, you know, as they are, because they are hotel quality in terms of their look. Inside these duvets, you have 100% pure, full-length, unfettered, unadulterated, AAA grade mulberry silk. And mulberry silk, AAA grade, is literally, and I can say this absolutely 100% with certainty, considered to be the highest grade of silk that money can buy. There is no better quality of silk in the world, on the planet, as AAA grade mulberry silk. Now, this is what's inside your duvet. They're so confident, the Mulberry Silk Company, and want you to be so aware of the quality that you're buying. They've actually created a little vanity window. There's a little zip on the side of every mulberry silk duvet that you can open up, and it serves no purpose other than for you to be able to see how the silk has been stitched full length as it has unwound from the cocoon of the silkworm, and how it has been placed into each and every one of these duvets. Now, we have all the different sizes available. So we have single, we have double, we have king, and we have super king. If you want to, you could very well size up, because if you've got a single and you go for a double, you'll get that extra little bit of drape, that sort of hotel drape. Also, particularly, as my producer just said, if you've got a duvet hogger, then why not go for the next size up, particularly at these savings. The single is normally 169, we've got it for 139. The double is normally 239, we've got it for 179. The king is normally 259, we have it for 199, and the usual price for the super king is 279, we've got it for 219. Delivery is $4.95 postage and packing, but remember, that is capped postage and packing. So if you buy lots of different sizes, or if you buy duvets and pillows or any combination of anything, then you only pay the one postage and packing of $4.95. Plus, PayPal is back. We have PayPal Pay in 3, so you can spend anything from £30 up to £2,000. Load up your basket. If you want to spread it for over 3 months interest-free, then online you can make your application for PayPal Pay in 3. And the way you do it is very simple. You load up your basket at ShopOnTV.co.uk. You go through the payment process and then just select PayPal as your payment method, PayPal Pay in 3. It will then take you to PayPal. If you've got an existing account and credit history with PayPal, it'll probably approve you right away. If you're a new customer and you're setting up a new PayPal account, then you may have to answer a few questions for approval to take place. Once it has, then the first instalment is taken today, and the P&P is included, by the way, in the instalment. So they add it onto the total cost of the order, divide everything by 3. So then you'll pay the second instalment the same day but a month from now, and then a month after that will be your final instalment. Really, really simple. So you can't do PayPal on the phone, but you can online. So the options available, as I say, standard bedding sizes. When we get to the pillow, the same is true of that as well. But I'll tell you what. Oh, in fact, should I give you the details of the pillow? I want to give you the details of the pillow too. So this pillow is phenomenal. This has a foam support, or a foam support core, and then around the outside of it is wrapped strands of full-length mulberry silk. So basically all of the comfort level of the pillow comes from the mulberry silk, and then the foam core, I say foam, I don't know if it's actually foam, it's the only bit that's not silk, if you like. There's an artificial centre to it, and that gives you the support, and it means that no matter what you do with this pillow, it always comes back to its original size. But I tell you what, this gives you not only the perfect support in my experience, and I'm someone that used to always sleep with 2 pillows, the luxury, you've got 100% cotton on the outside, and it's so soft and just so gorgeous. I mean, it really is, and it's normally 60 quid for one of these pillows. We've got it for 40. But here's the thing. All of the mulberry silk products are backed by this, and this is the Energy UK certificate that, as you'll see it in a moment, has to be renewed every single year. As far as we know, now this particular certificate, actually, I should be clear, is specifically for the duvets, but just remember that the same silk that's in the duvets is also in the pillows. So there is crossover in terms of the benefits of both. So this is to certify that mulberry silk has been awarded the British Allergy Foundation seal of approval for reduction in exposure to live house dust mite for their product mulberry silk silk-filled duvet. That's in Canada, USA, UK, Ireland, EU, New Zealand and Australia. And this particular certificate, as I say, it has to be renewed every single year. So this is valid until the 23rd of July this year. At any point, the Allergy UK can go to the mulberry silk company and inspect them, and if they feel that in any way that the standards have slipped, they can remove the certificate right away. It's the only duvet that we're aware of that has the Allergy UK Foundation seal of approval. Why is that? Right, let's get into it, shall we? What is silk? What is mulberry silk? Silk it has so many incredible properties. Number one, it's a natural product. It comes from silkworms, and when they're in the larva stage, they cocoon themselves in a little ball. You've probably seen them at some point in your life, and it's at that stage that once the cocoons have been sloughed off, they essentially harvest them, and they actually soak them in warm water, and they unravel, and each strand of silk from one cocoon, because remember it's one strand that's been spun into essentially one whole cocoon. One strand of silk can be anything from 1 to 2 miles long. 1 to 2 miles long, right? And that is what is in this. So they take all the full-length strands and they essentially stitch them. They lay them out on the top of the duvet. They stitch them across the top and they pull them all down. So they run the full length of the duvet, and then they stitch these little cassettes, these little squares, to hold the rest in place. So you get no clumping, you don't get any bunching, you don't get any of that old malarkey. And 100%, and again, this is my duvet here, 100% full length, pure AAA grade mulberry silk. So I would say accept no imitations, because there are 3 different types of mulberry leaves. Well, there are a lot. Let's go back to the beginning. Actually, there are lots of different types of silk. And by the way, silk, very, very strong. It's actually the second, sort of proportionally speaking, second strongest substance known to man. The first being spider's silk, actually. But the silk from a silkworm, it entirely depends. The quality and the durability and all of the other aspects about it depend on what it eats. So I guess they say you are what you eat. So that's why I'm a piece of battered cod. Sorry, a little debate going on in my ear that I can't repeat. Essentially, when it comes to mulberry silk, it's generally regarded that mulberry silk is considered to be the best quality silk. But even that alone, there are different types. There are 3 different types of mulberry leaf. And if you feed the silkworms anything other than white mulberry leaves, then the quality is not as good. So you have to feed, and the colour's a bit off as well, you have to feed the silkworm white mulberry leaves, and then they will produce this AAA grade, and that's an official grading for silk, AAA grade mulberry silk. There is no finer, no better, no higher quality anywhere on the planet. But here's the thing, it's seasonal. So the white mulberry leaves only grow in certain parts of the world and only for a specific time of year, and that's in China. And also, I don't know what the exact sort of mating cycle of a silkworm is, but it is a temporary, or it's a seasonal, cyclical, seasonal occurrence. So that means that the minute that AAA grade mulberry silk is not being produced, the mulberry silk, the official mulberry silk company, which is actually a company based in Canada, they just stopped manufacturing. So these duvets, you can only get them, and these pillows, you can only get them at certain times of year. And that certain time of year is right now. We've got them, we've got a decent stock of them. But the other question really is, well, Rob, why would you want mulberry silk in the first place? Well, the first question people generally, or the first comment people generally make when they get a mulberry silk duvet at home, is they go, well, it's not very thick. It's got the sort of, the thickness of what one might consider or describe as a summer duvet. But it's very, very deceiving, because silk has this incredible property to regulate temperature. So this is great if you sleep with somebody who likes to be very warm, or if you sleep with somebody who actually is the other way and actually likes to sleep under in a very cool temperature. This is the duvet for you, because the silk itself will regulate temperature based on whoever is underneath it. This is the magic of these duvets, and I promise you this is the case. And I'm about to tell you something in a minute that will, I think, convince you to give it a try if you haven't already. Is that you put on, let's say you put on or you have a man-made fibre duvet, or maybe it's a feather duvet or something like that, whatever you're sleeping under now. If it's either a man-made fibre, or a hollow fibre I should say, or some kind of a feather, then you put the duvet on when you're cold, and your body temperature starts to build up underneath the duvet. The heat is trapped, right? And it can't escape. It has nowhere to go. It's like a pressure cooker with no release valve. So it gets hotter and hotter and hot, and eventually you go, oh, blimey, and you throw the duvet off, don't you? Right? And then you start to cool down, and then the temperature of the room bites you again, and you're like, oh, it's a bit cold. And you throw the duvet back on again. And then it gets hotter, and the whole cycle repeats all night. Well, every time that duvet is coming off and going on, it's disturbing your sleep. So you don't sleep as well as you should. With mulberry silk, and I want you to try this experiment, because I absolutely guarantee you that it is 100% true, and you will experience the same. I'm absolutely confident of that, I believe. When you put a mulberry silk duvet on you, now it could be freezing cold, and I used my first mulberry silk duvet during lockdown when I was working for a TV channel in Peterborough. All the hotels and motels had closed down, so the company provided basically porter cabins in the car park. And I lived in a porter cabin that was about 6 feet by 8 feet by 7 feet. There are jail cells that are probably bigger than that, and it was in the dead of winter, freezing cold, and I would finish my shift and wander across the car park into my porter cabin, shivering like a so-and-so, and I would get underneath my my Mulberry Silk duvet, reach for the bottle of Jack. No, that's what we were laughing about. But yes, yeah, a bit no, but yeah, a bit. And I'd put my Mulberry Silk duvet on me. And, you know, it takes a while, the body temperature, it starts to heat up and the heat starts to accumulate. And you get to that, moment, that's great. And then you think, and you know, I'm huddled in this thing. And it's literally minus something outside. And this one little, what looks like a flimsy duvet has kept me warm. And then I'm thinking, it's going to get too hot. It's going to get too hot. It's going to get too hot. It's going to get, and then it never does. Because the temperature regulation, the excess heat is dissipated. So you never get a critical build-up of heat underneath a Mulberry Silk duvet. And by the way, 100% Egyptian cotton on the outside. You've got pure Mulberry Silk, AAA grade Mulberry Silk inside, full-length strands, 1 to 2 miles long, all of them, and hundreds of the things. And then you've got this wonderful Egyptian cotton outside, exterior. So it's luxury all the way. But it goes the other way too. Because in the summer, when it's hot, and you get to that point, you know, sometimes in the summer, as it cools off just enough in the middle of the night, and you put the covers on you, and you think, it's gonna get too hot, it's gonna get too hot, and then it never does. And actually, it then seems to have this reverse effect almost, where it feels like it's cooling you down, because what it's doing is it's dissipating the excess body heat that you have, which you don't feel in the summer because it's too hot around you, isn't it, right? So in the summer, it helps keep you cool at night, and in the winter, it keeps you warm. And how many people have got 2 duvets? I mean, I used to have a summer duvet, a lightweight summer duvet, and a winter duvet as well. But here's the thing. You've got that. You've also got the Allergy UK certificate, because silk is such an arid environment that dust mites do not like to live in it. With an artificial fill duvet or a feather or pretty much anything other than silk, you are looking at, I think it's after 2 or 3 years, as much as 50% of the weight of the duvet is dust mites and their droppings and carcasses. Feel free to do your own research. I mean, look, when you perspire, not only, by the way, that's the other thing silk has. It has this natural wicking effect, so it wicks away moisture. So it keeps you cool or it keeps you warm, depending on you know what time of year it is. It helps to regulate your temperature, and then it also helps to wick away moisture. So you never wake up. I've never anyway woken up sweaty under a Mulberry Silk duvet, or actually also with my head on a Mulberry Silk pillow. But it's when you sweat into a regular duvet, and I say regular as either a hollow fibre or a down or a feather type filling. When you sweat, that sweat, apart from anything else, it's not wicked away, it stays within the duvet, and that then builds up and it goes rancid, bacteria forms, and so that in itself is rank enough. But then the dust mites, they love the heat and they love the moist. And so in they come and they set up shop. And there's nothing wrong with dust mites, but dust mites themselves are not in any way dangerous to us. But it's their droppings, their poo-poo, that actually is an allergen that can cause quite serious allergies. I had to have a series of injections when I was a kid because I was so horribly allergic to dust mite, and so to the dust mite allergen. And a lot of people suffer from that. Well, this is the actual Allergy UK certificate of approval, which, as far as we're aware, as I say, the Mulberry Silk duvet from the official Mulberry Silk company is the only one that has this to say that it is basically greatly reduces, if not completely eliminates, or as close as you can get, dust mites living in your duvet and or your pillow, actually, because the silk has the same effect. And that is really quite something. But there's more. Oh, you're going to love this. This is why you've got to get it now. First of all, and maybe you're looking at that going, Rob, I can buy a duvet for 30 quid in the local department store. Yeah, you can. And it'll be full of hollow fibre, and it'll clump in a few months. It'll get sweaty. It'll go, yellow. and it will become a haven for dust mites. That it's as simple as that. And then, you know, maybe after a year or so you'll throw it away, and then you'll spend another 30 quid, and then you'll keep doing that every 1 or 2 years. And when you add up what you're going to spend and throw away in rubbish duvets, you'll spend, you know, what is it that you buy cheap, you pay twice. Get this. This is the top of the range. There, as far as I know, there is no higher quality duvet that money can buy. And also, be very careful when you buy silk duvets. Make sure that they are 100% full-length strand, full-strand mulberry silk. Because there are other duvets out there that claim to be mulberry silk duvets, but if they don't say AAA grade, then it's probably one of the lesser grades of mulberry silk because it's cheaper, right? But also the other thing is that there are companies who will buy offcuts of mulberry silk, even AAA grade. So you get little strands, little bits, and they mix them with artificial fibres in a lot of cases, but they sell it as a mulberry silk duvet because it has got some mulberry silk in. So make sure you check the mulberry silk content as well. This, you can see it, this is why it has the pocket. It's 100% full strand, full length mulberry silk, and it's right there. Look at, I mean, literally, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of these individual strands, and they run the entire length of the duvet. So yes, these are a little bit more expensive than a cheap duvet you'll buy at, you know, the local supermarket or the local department store. They are. But you know, I said to you this is probably the last duvet you'll ever need to buy. Here's why. As standard, on all sizes of both the pillow and the mattress, they come with an unconditional 10-year guarantee. 10-year guarantee. What other bedding do you know of that comes with any guarantee? I mean, even a year. 10 years. Now, how can they possibly offer 10 years? Well, first of all, because of the strength of the duvet, because of the quality of the silk inside, but also silk and the cotton on top is all washable. This is the only duvet that I know that you can wash. I'm just trying to think, Charlie, have we got any spare duvets, or is this the only one? Have you got one that's wrapped up so I can show what size it is? Thank you. This duvet will go in a regular front-loading, what is it, 7 kilo, 7.5 kilo washing machine. Even the Super King will. You wash it 30 degrees, regular laundry detergent. You can use fabric softener if you wish. And you can wash it over and over and over again. I usually wash mine about a month. And being a natural product, you can refresh it in the sunlight as well. So what you could do once, you know, when it's nice and warm in the summer, throw it over a nice sunny day, throw it over the clothesline if you have one, and the UV rays will naturally sanitize it as well. But the fact that you can wash it over and over and over again means that you get years and years and years of use. You can't wash a hollow fibre duvet. You can't wash, as far as I'm aware, a feather or a down duvet. So Kieran's our director. He's had his mulberry silk duvet for 11 years. I've had mine for, what have we had ours for? About 5 years, I would say now. And since the day that Kieran's bought his, and the same is true for me as well, has never had to swap between a summer duvet and a winter duvet. Yes, it does look like. And the other thing also that people will generally ask is, what's the TOG rating? Well, TOG ratings don't mean anything when it comes to a natural product like silk. They only apply, thank you, Charlie, they only apply to artificial fibre. So, that it doesn't need a TOG rating, because a TOG rating is basically a measurement of warmth. So the higher the TOG, the warmer the duvet. In other words, the more heat that it traps. And at the end of the day, no, maybe that's not, I don't know if that's exactly right actually. I'm not really an expert on TOG, because every duvet overheats if you're too hot. But when you're really, really cold, the higher TOG rating duvets do keep you warmer, don't they? So, because I've got I had before my mulberry silk a 13.5 TOG duvet, and that was just, I didn't even have to put it on me, I just used to lie next to it. It's essentially a measurement of how effectively a duvet insulates heat. So silk, it's irrelevant, it's non-applicable, it doesn't need a TOG rating. But here's the other thing before I show you the box. So it's got a 10-year guarantee. you will find, if you talk to people, if you're my sort of age or younger, speak to your parents and to their grandparents even, generally, it's anecdotal. We can't guarantee how long the life of a duvet is going to be. But people, on average, from the ones I've spoken to, have owned theirs for more than 20 years. People who've die-hard Mulberry Silk, official Mulberry Silk, this duvet, diehards, 20 years. Ray, the owner of the company, has had his for 30 years. He speaks to people regularly who've had their duvets for 20, 30 years. It seems that 20 to 30 years, it will easily last if you look after it that amount of time. And what other duvet can you say that about? Because you can wash it. The fact that it repels dust mites and again is certificated to be able to do so, and it's the only duvet we know of that can. And you can wash it in your washing machine, no specialist washing, no having to take it to the dry cleaners or use those massive machines, which is the only way that I know you can wash any other duvet. But I don't know of any other duvet that actually is even recommended to be washable in the first place. So what do you do? What do? You wash the cover. But all of the sweat over months or years that has built up in your duvet and stayed in there, and all the bacteria that's built up, and the stains, and all of the dust mites and everything else, they're all still in there until you throw that duvet away. Not so with Mulberry Silk. So this is how, when I say Mulberry Silk, Serenity is just the brand name that has been given to the silk duvets that we sell here at ShopOnTV. The Serenity silk duvets are exclusive to us. I believe we're actually going to go back to Mulberry Silk eventually once these sell out. But that all it is slightly differently. It's slightly upgraded packaging. That's all it is. The duvets themselves inside are identical. So this is, I'm trying to see what size this is. Does it say king size? Oh, it says 180. Oh, it's a double. I can't, look, it doesn't matter, they've seen it. I can't see where it is, I'm being thick. So this is a double. So this is how it comes to you packaged. I mean, what a beautiful wedding gift this would be. Honestly, if you care about having a good night's sleep, you have not slept until you slept under a Mulberry Silk duvet and on a Mulberry Silk pillow. I promise you. I give you my personal 100% word. You've got this lovely little seal, which I almost feel like I don't want to break. I don't want to break it? I don't want to break it. Okay. But but look inside, I was trying to show you. Oh, this is the pack shot one. I can't take it out then. But you see, that's the whole size of a double duvet. And the Super King's not much bigger. It will go, not only will it go, I'm not going to touch that too much then, Charlie, or I might mess it up. Not only will it go into the washing machine, but it will also, if you want to, when you go and stay in a hotel or a motel, you can put it in your travel case, your suitcase. When you go abroad, it's amazing. And actually, the Mulberry Silk Company sell a lot of these to people with motorhomes and caravans and things like that. It's the one thing that once you've slept under a Mulberry Silk duvet and on a Mulberry Silk pillow, you'll never want to sleep on anything else again. You will become an evangelist. It's not only the highest quality duvet really that money can buy, in my opinion, but also it's the efficacy of it. It's what it does. The fact it's natural, the fact it has that natural temperature regulation, the fact that it naturally wicks away moisture, the fact that you never overheat under it, the fact that it helps keep you warm during the winter and perfectly warm no matter how cold. I've turned my heating off. In fact, we have a spare single Mulberry Silk duvet in our house. So my son and I, my son who turned 21 yesterday, if we're sitting watching the telly in the dead of winter, rather than put the heating on and waste all of that money because we're on a water heater and we've got 2 electricity bills because we don't have any gas, costs a fortune to run the central heating. So we put the Mulberry Silk duvet over ourselves. We just run it lengthways along the sofa. And I don't care how cold it is outside. I mean, I've not tried it in Arctic conditions, but I think it would do admirably. Here's the thing though, and here's the most important piece of information that I can give you about this duvet, and this is why, because I don't know how much stock we have tonight, maybe Gemma can tell me, why you need to check out immediately. So the single and the Super King are actually very low in stock and are getting close to being limited. And we don't have a huge amount of the double and the king. So let me run through the prices, and then I'm going to I did promise you that I would tell you something that will shock you. The double and the king are usually the first ones to go, so we do have slightly more stock of those. So the single is normally 169, we've got it for 139. Usually the double is 239, we've got it for 179. 259 is the usual price for the king, we've got it for 199, and the Super King usually goes out at 279, we've got it for 219. Remember, these are the official Mulberry Silk duvets from the official Mulberry Silk company, and they are 100% AAA grade. If you want to research AAA grade Mulberry Silk, it's the finest that money can buy. There is no higher quality silk on the planet. So this is the Rolls Royce, it's the Bentley, it's the whatever, you know, it's the Lamborghini, it's the Ferrari, it's the Porsche, it's the, you know, it is the supercar of duvets. But here's the important bit. Yeah, so you've got a 10-year guarantee. And by the way, this company has been around for 50 years and they really look after their customers. So irrespective of ShopOnTV, the Mulberry Silk company always guarantee their products. You'll find, I can show you on the pillow. I don't know if we can see it, but every single tag has their information on it. It has their phone number, it has their email address. Every pillow comes with it, every duvet comes with it, and that will obviously apply to yours. So all their contact information is right there on the product. In fact, there's the website at the top, rkuk.co.uk. You can go and check their website now. They will have the prices up at the normal prices. We've got them. They've given us a special discount. There's the washing instructions that I mentioned. But here's, are you ready for it? Sit back for the moment of amazement. If you're not happy with, when you buy this now, whatever you buy, and fill your boots, doesn't matter whether you spend 100 quid or 1,000 quid. If you're not happy with your purchase, if these duvets do not do everything that I've told you and more, if you don't feel the luxury, feel the love, and reap all of the benefits that I have extolled about the Mulberry Silk duvets and pillows, you call the Mulberry Silk company, the numbers again on all of their products, and they will give you your money back. No questions asked. So the only thing you will have paid is not refunded, because obviously we've got to deliver it, is the postage and packing. So you have, it's not even a 30-day or a specific money back guarantee. If after a day, a week, a month, you're not happy with, or at any time you're not happy with your duvet, you call the Mulberry Silk company and they will refund your money. No questions asked, in full. They want you to be happy. Now, obviously, if you've got a knife and slashed it up and then want your money back, they're probably going to negotiate. But if you've just tried this, you take it out the box. Sleep under it, treat it as your own. If you don't love it, if you're not completely 100% satisfied, you call them and they will give you your money back, guaranteed, no questions asked. If at any time within the 10-year guarantee period you have any problem with your duvet, if you find any of the stitching comes undone, or that any parts of it start to go threadbare, anything other than sort of normal wear and tear, you call them and they will make sure that you are taken care of, that you are satisfied. When they say they guarantee this duvet for 10 years, I mean they guarantee this duvet for 10 years. And if you're not happy, then they will replace it with a new one. So what other piece of bedding that you could buy would ever come with that guarantee? Apart from the fact that by spending this now, yes, it's a little bit more money up front, it's a premium product. But when you calculate the amount of money you will spend in throwing away pillows, particularly pillows, and you will spend in throwing away, sort of hollow fibre duvets and things like that, or have you kept the ones for years and years and years that they're musty, they've seen better days, but you've kept them. Now's the time to spring clean. Get rid of all, out with the old and in with the new. Now is your time to upgrade. Maybe you're going from a single bed to a double bed. if you buy these for your kids, and they're toddlers now, they'll probably be nearly 40 and still using this duvet. If you are, like me, middle-aged now, you possibly will have expired by the time, and the duvet will still be going strong. This duvet could and probably will outlive you. But apart from anything else, it's the fact that if you've got different people, obviously different people sleeping on either side of a bed, you'll find that if one runs very hot and the other runs cool, it doesn't matter, because the duvet, I say automatically, it's not a function, it adjusts to your personal body temperature. So everyone who sleeps under this will get their own essentially bespoke temperature regulation and their own bespoke night's sleep. So let's go over it again. Please do. I urge you to check out specifically on the single and the Super King, because they probably will sell out shortly. And then we're gonna go to the duvet. And by the way, everything I've said about the duvet really applies to the pillow as well. You only need one of these. If you normally sleep with 2 pillows, if you put 2 of these on top of each other, it's just way too much, believe me. They are wonderful if you want to sit up in bed, if you like to read in bed, if you've had any sports injuries or back injuries or, leg injuries or things like that, and the doctor's said to you, get yourself a good pillow and put whatever limb or body part is on top of it. I know, because I sometimes I like to sit up. I suffer occasionally from a little bit of a light sleep apnea because of my weight at the moment. So I'll often sit almost vertically, like almost at a slant in bed, and my mulberry silk pillows. Oh, by the way, you can wash the pillows too. Yep. Same thing, put them in the washing machine, 30 degrees, a little bit of laundry detergent, a little bit of fabric softener. And by the way, they they dry really quickly. So what I tend to do, realistically, you can't really get much more than 1 pillow in a regular front-loading machine. So I do 1 pillow at a time. And then I put it on my clothes horse, and it's usually dry within about 2 hours. The duvets, even if you double them up and lay them over a clothes horse, they usually are dry, well, mostly dry within an hour, completely dry within 2 hours. So you'll get any size of the duvet. You'd get 2 singles quite happily into the washing machine at the same time. You probably have to do a double and the King and the Super King separately, but you can wash that again. You can wash these over and over and over again. The other thing I do, little tip, is if they are stained, maybe you've got kids and they've stained the pillows or whatever, or you've dribbled or you've got makeup or anything like that on them. Although you would put a pillowcase over them, I assume. Oxford or normal housewife or Oxford pillowcase, standard UK sizes. You can buy that sort of white powder that is like a oxygenating whitening powder that you add into the thingy, what do you call it, the tray of your washing machine. Don't use the powder. The powder is too strong. It's not recommended for silk. But that same company do make a liquid version that is recommended for silk. So you can pop some gel in or whatever. Just make sure if you're going to buy a whitening product, which you can use on these, no bleach, obviously, that would be madness. But if you're going to use a whitening, you need to use one of the Oxy type products, and just make sure that it is recommended for silk. And honestly, it brings them up good as new every single time. It's like sleeping on a brand new pillow every single time you wash it. Remember, it will never, as far as we know, it will never lose its shape. It will always give you support and maximum comfort. It will keep your head cool because it's got the silk, the natural temperature regulation. It keeps your head cool, no more tossing or turning your pillow over all night. And also, it will keep your head dry because it will wick away moisture. It's the best pillow money can buy, in my opinion. It's the best duvet money can buy, in my opinion. I would say to you, if you were my close personal friend, if you don't sleep under that, you're absolutely barking mad, because there ain't no better. You won't get a better night's sleep, I don't think, unless you're using mulberry silk. I stand by that 100%. And actually, Kieran apparently said he can prove the temperature, the regulation. How are you going to do that, Kieran? So China is a hot country where silk originates. So obviously it helps people keep cool over there because they all use silk, or mostly anyway. But actually, the obvious thing is the silkworm itself. Oh no, silk is used to line out. You know, if you go skiing, or if you go to the Arctic, up mountains, mountain climbing onto the Arctic and all that kind of stuff, those clothing products are silk lined. So you've got extremes of temperature. But also think of it like this. What is silk? Silk is the material that is made for the cocoon to protect the silkworm while it's transforming, right? And so it has to be weatherproof and all that kind of, and it has to be naturally temperature regulating. And this is in China, where, you know, it is extremely hot. So, and again, the silk that is in the pillow, the silk that is in the duvet, it is full length. So if you take, they're like white little buds, and they literally soak them in tepid water and they unravel. And one cocoon is literally just spun out of a constant piece of silk from the silkworm. And one strand will run anything from 1 to 2 miles in length. And in the duvets, they take thousands of these, full length. Just imagine them all lined up, you know, all the strands going down like that at the top of the duvet. And it takes 3 days. They are handmade, by the way. Did I say that as well? They're handmade by specialists. They stitch across the top of the silk to hold it in place. Then they encapsulate the duvet with the other side of the pillow, the other side of the cotton, the Egyptian cotton, and then they stitch the square cassette formation all the way down the duvet, and you can see that every time. And with the pillow, again, it has a foam core, and then it's surrounded by silk on the outside. By the way, the Mulberry Silk Company, when they were making the pillow, they'd been asked for it for years, you know, as a companion product, and so they developed this pillow. And when they started selling it, you know, apparently there is an anecdotal sort of statistic that if everybody in the world was given the opportunity to return their pillow, the one that they currently use now, something in the region of 60% or more would straight away. I mean, have you ever really been happy with your pillow? No, I mean, no, let's be honest. Well, Kieran is, because he's got one of these. So when they first started selling this, in the initial rush of sales, they sold 85,000 pillows. 85,000. Guess what the returns were? So in other words, people who didn't like the pillow, and they were free to bring it back, because remember, the Mulberry Silk Company gives you that money back guarantee. 18. Not percent, 18 pillows. 18 single individual pillows out of 85,000. You don't believe me? Buy it now. Try it. In fact, you're not buying it now. You're just saying that I'm going to try it. Because remember, if you're not satisfied, whether it's a day, a week, a month, you call the Mulberry Silk Company, details on the tag, and you give them your order information, and they will gladly refund your money. You have an unconditional money-back guarantee that doesn't even really have a specific limit to it. And with the duvets, remember, you have a 10-year guarantee. So try all this bedding. It will be transformative. And the reason I'm confident about saying this, and I've got some pillowcases for you as well in a minute, actually. I've experienced it. I know my director's experienced it. I know a lot of people that I work with in this business have experienced it. Or my family have experienced it. My friends have experienced it. All those I've recommended Mulberry Silk to, usually my friends go, I heard you talking about Mulberry Silk on the telly last night. Is it really that good? It's like, what do you think I do on telly? Talk a load of old rubbish and then... No, what I'm saying is true. These are my actual human thoughts. These are my actual real opinions. This is genuine information that is coming out of my hole. My mouth. What did I say, hole? Well, it is a hole. It's an orifice. Buy. Do yourselves a favour. Buy one now. By the way, can I do a big shout out to Joe? Joe's emailed in and been asking if I could give him a shout out, so I have now. Right, so these are 100% silk pillowcases from the Mulberry Silk Company. Now, I want to actually clarify something here. They're not 100% silk pillowcases. because inside they actually have a cotton interior, and that's just basically to stop the pillowcase from sliding off your pillow. So the outside is, yes, absolutely 100% mulberry silk and pure mulberry silk, but obviously, and this is woven, of course, but it does have a cotton interior, which means that it won't slip off your pillowcase. You've got lots of different colours as well. So you've got Arctic Ice, you've got white, Desert Dream, or Sage, and they are £35. Now, because they are pure silk, I can't make any claims about this, but I will say, why don't you go and research silk? And particularly, why don't you research an ingredient in silk called sericin? So sericin actually it's an active ingredient that we're going to hopefully be bringing to you in a form of skincare. We're working on that at the moment. Sericin is known to have a lot of benefits when it comes to your hair and your skin. Feel free to go and look that up, and all I'm saying is, if you've got pure silk that you're sleeping on, then perhaps you will reap some of those benefits as well. We don't have any clinical tests or things where we can make absolute claims about that, but anecdotally, silk and the sericin in silk is known to do these things. You've got pure silk pillowcases that your skin and hair is touching. Put the two together, right? So £35 is the price for your mulberry silks case. Desert Dream is soon to be a nightmare because it's going to sell out. Very, very low in stock. If you want the Desert Dream, make sure you get that one now. Right, and remember the Allergy UK when it comes to all of the mulberry silk products. Now, so it started with the duvet. I want to say this actually very, very briefly as well. We don't sell these, and it's much to my chagrin. You can also buy mulberry silk mattress toppers, not mattress toppers, mattress covers, which is essentially a mulberry silk duvet, but with the sort of gusset, the elasticated gusset, so it goes on top of the mattress, so you sleep on a mulberry silk duvet, or on mulberry silk, and under mulberry silk. Because if you've got all the benefits of the natural silk on top of you, and then you go and put a man-made, like a polyester or something, sheet on your bed, which traps heat, and it can actually destroy a lot of the good that the duvet's doing. Does that make sense? So at least do cotton sheets or natural fibres. Don't do artificial fibres. Otherwise, you're going to knock some of the effects of the silk duvet that you've just spent your hard-earned money on. But so there was a natural progression from the duvet to the pillow, and then people said, well, you've got the duvet and the pillow, can we have a mattress? So it's been years in the making, but the official mulberry silk company have finally come up with the Cocoon sleep system. This is a pillow top mattress. Now, if you want, you can read more about it either on our website, or you can go to rksales.co.uk. Or sorry, I think it's rkuk.co.uk, and if you Google this, you'll find their website. You're welcome to go and see their prices, and actually would love you to do that, because they have they sell two mattresses. Now we've got the different sizes. Obviously, you've got the single, the double, the king, and the super king. But they have two versions. So they have the non-pillow top version, right? And then they have the pillow top version. The pillow top version is the premium mattress. And what RK have done, because we deal directly with them, and because we are their only outlet for mulberry silk and their products on television in this country, there is nobody else sells it. It's just us and them, basically. So they've given us, or they've given you, the price of the premium top of the range pillow top version for the price, they've given you that mattress for the price of their entry level non-pillow top version. So these are very keen prices. 089838. The single is normally $549, so that's what normally the pillow top version would cost you. The standard version is $360, and so you've got the premium for the premium product for the entry level price. Double is normally $749. We've got it for $450. The king size normally $799. We've got it for $500, and our price for the Super King is $550, whereas it should normally be $899. What's the difference? Well, to be honest, what RK did, what the mulberry silk company did, Because, by the way, RK, Ray Kennedy, you remember the Scottish Ray who comes down? That's Ray Kennedy. So R for Ray, K for Kennedy Sales. That's it. So he's the official distributor of the Mulberry Silk products in the UK on behalf of the official Mulberry Silk company, which is based in Canada, just to clear that up. So they researched, they did a lot of focus groups and study groups and things like that as to what people's favourite type of mattress was, whether they like memory foam, you know, whether they liked hybrid, whether they like springs, you know, etc, etc, etc. And most people generally favoured springs. But the problem is that with a traditional serpentine box spring, everything's joined together. And so if you sit on one side of the bed, the motion transfers to the other side of the bed, so the whole thing wobbles. And so that means you can disturb your partner's sleep if you have a partner and you get into bed with them, or vice versa. And anytime you're interrupting your sleep or being interrupted by somebody else while you're sleeping, it is another day you wake up not feeling fully refreshed and like you've had the deep regenerative, recuperative sleep that you want, need and deserve. So what they did is they came up with the box spring design. So these are box springs, sorry, not box spring, pocket spring, sorry, quite the opposite, not the box spring. And they are essentially, they're still springs, but they are springs that are encapsulated within a breathable fabric, and they are not joined, the springs themselves are not joined together. So you can have, you can have motion on here, and it's not affecting what's going on here. But that was a lovely graphic. We should see that in a minute. Do you see what I mean? So that is what gives you motion isolation. So someone can get in this side of the bed and it's not affecting what's happening on this side of the bed. You've actually got multiple layers within the sleep system, which we'll show you in a minute. But the most important part really for me, because it's a mattress, it's a very well made mattress, it's pocket spring, it's got loads of other comfort levels levels of comfort and support built into the actual mattress itself. But the real differentiator is twofold. One, as I said, you're getting the pillow top version for the price of the entry level version by shopping now from ShopOnTV. But what's the pillow top made of? Mulberry Silk Company. What's in the pillow top? That's right, it's spaghetti, ladies and gentlemen. No, baked beans. No, silk. Yes, essentially, the mulberry silk that you get in your mulberry silk duvet is that's what the pillow top is full of. Again, full strands woven into the pillow top. So you are now sleeping on silk. Now this is not even, that's not the pillow top there. So you've got cocoon fibre at the top, mulberry silk underneath, a padded felt, then you've got the sleep tech coil system, there's a protective layer under that, and then you've got the base. But that's not the pillow top version there. You get more than that, because you then get the whole, you can see it's like a gusseted, this whole top bit, you see the sort of gusset at the top, the whole top part of the mattress is filled with mulberry silk. Temperature regulation, wicks away moisture. Again, you want a mattress, mattresses after halfway through their life, and they recommend you should change your mattress every roughly 5 to 7 years. Halfway through their life, again, as much as 40% or more of the weight of the mattress is dust mites, the dead carcasses of their former friends and loved ones, and their poo. I mean, I can't think of any other way to put it. Well, I can. Feces. There we are. There's the word. It's just a fact. Please again do your own research. I don't want to gross you out, but if you go and look at how much of the weight of if you Google weight of mattress with dust mites after 3 years or 5 years or something, it's alarming. Because this is chock full of mulberry silk, basically dust mites just don't like to live in it. It's inhospitable for them, and they will not live there. They will go somewhere else essentially. And that is the beauty of having not only the mulberry silk in your duvet, but also your pillow and also your mattress now as well. But it also means that you've got longevity in your mattress. Let's have a little look at this graphic which sort of summarises it. So, by the way, see the bottom of the bed on the picture? That's how it's delivered. It all comes wrapped up. It's actually vacuum packed. So you take it into the room, you cut the plastic off carefully, obviously, and it then will expand within a few hours, and it will be ready to sleep on. So you get edge-to-edge support. That's the other thing. The pocket springs extend all the way round to the edge, right up to the edge of the mattress, so that if you do sit on the edge of the bed, it doesn't sort of well, let me put it positively. You get support still when you're sitting on the edge of the bed. 100% breathable silk filling. You've got 100%, again, long fibre, AAA grade mulberry silk is your filling. You've got high quality polyester felt construction inside. There is a 10-year manufacturer's warranty, and again you can see their website for the terms of that. The pocket spring coil tech, the luxury knitted cocoon sleep surface. I mean, the sleep surface is lovely. There's a duo pad base filling. And that again gives extra support at the bottom of the bed. It's a medium firm feel, it's hypoallergenic, dust mite resistant, and because of the pocket springs, you don't get any roll together. And again, I mean, a 10-year warranty on your mattress. So, and they do offer a sleep trial as well. You know, get this at home. If you're not satisfied, call them and they will take care of you. The Mulberry Silk Company, they're one of the most honest and decent customer-centric companies that I've ever known. And of course, we have PayPal tonight as well, PayPal Pay in 3. So this is the night. Now, I will say this, on the mattress, obviously, consider we're delivering an entire mattress to your home. There is an additional £5 postage and packing. So the £4.95 P&P is our standard P&P, and you only pay that once, no matter how many items you order. So if you put loads of duvets and pillows into your basket, you wouldn't pay any more than £4.95 P&P. But some items have an additional charge. So when you look at the mattress page, it will say, maybe we can show it on the website, it will actually say £5 additional postage and packing, but that's only on that. You don't pay that on everything, you just pay that once. So if you're buying a mattress at £9.95 and you bung loads of other things in your basket that are all £4.95 P&P, you're still only paying a maximum of, that's just the £19.95 postage charge. Does that make sense? Or did I overcomplicate that? Good. I probably overcomplicated it because that's what I do, but apparently it did make sense as well. I'm going to ask if we can take a little break, and here's why, because I want you to check out. We are massively busy. On the duvets, we're about to sell out of the single and the Super King, so you've got to order those straight away if you want them. Remember, this is the time to upgrade. Honestly and truly, what have you got to lose? When it comes to the duvets and the pillow, you've got an unconditional money-back guarantee, and there's no real time limit to it. They are guaranteed for 10 years. The mattress is guaranteed for 10 years. In fact, you really have an unconditional money-back guarantee on almost everything here, because I guarantee you, if you're not happy with anything you've bought tonight, and you get in touch with the Mulberry Silk Company, with RK Sales, they will take care of you, whether that means refunding your money, whatever, they want you to be a happy customer. So order now, check out, get your stuff on its way. Back with more in a sec.
There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with ShopOnTV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with ShopOnTV. ShopOnTV broadcasts live across the nation, every night from midnight to 3, exclusively on ITV1 and STV. Away from your television, we've got you covered. The live broadcast is also streamed on our website, shopontv.co.uk, and on our YouTube channel at ShopOnTV Live, where you can catch up on anything you've missed. Our nightly show features a carefully curated collection of must-have items at budget-friendly prices. Many of our TV offers are only available for a limited time, or while stocks last. So before you go to bed, why not make it your nighttime ritual to tune in and check out the latest and greatest before it's too late? ShopOnTV. Outstanding quality, remarkable value and tremendous savings. Every night from midnight to 3 on ITV1 and STV.
This is ShopOnTV, baby. I love that music. I'm feeling kind of funky. Now, I want to give you some stock updates on the Serenity Silk Duvet. Massively busy. So the single and the Super King, we've got about 25% of the stock left. That's it. And we've the double and the king, approaching a third of the stock already got on those as well. So they are flying. We're only an hour into the presentation. Look, I don't have to be completely honest with you, but I'm going to be completely honest with you because I am. It's just the way I am. As Superman said to Lois Lane, Lois, I never lie. I honestly, genuinely, hand on heart, I always tell the truth as much as I possibly can. White lies now and then for birthdays and things like that, but even those, I don't know. I have such a guilt complex if I don't tell the truth. That's just me. I've had so much experience with mulberry silk. And I know, again, when I say mulberry silk, Serenity Silk is mulberry silk from the official mulberry silk company. Serenity, it's an upgraded packaging, and that's exclusive purely to us. But the duvets are identical. They are mulberry silk duvets, and AAA grade, finest silk that money can buy. 10-year guarantee on a duvet, unconditional money back guarantee. If you're not happy, then you contact the company. RK Sales. Details are on the tags of the products. I do apologise, and they will give you your money back. Sleep under them, try them, sleep on the pillow, sleep under the duvets. If you're not happy, if they don't do everything I say that they've done and more, if you don't love them, and I say this with confidence, and the Mulberry Silk companies say this with confidence, I've never met anyone who owns Mulberry Silk who hasn't loved it from day one. It's it's a transformative moment. I remember that first time when I was in my porter cabin in a car park in the dead of winter during lockdown, with no heating, and I think it was freezing cold, and I wrapped myself. I only had a single, by the way, a single duvet, Mulberry Silk duvet, and I put it over me, and I just thought, this is never going to work. It's too cold. It's never going to keep me warm. It's never going. And it felt like a miracle, and I don't say that lightly. It really was like, my God, this is actually true, because I'd heard it from other people, and I thought, yeah. I'm very sceptical. I'm a complete cynic, or as I say, I used to be cynical, but then I thought, what's the point? And I genuinely, I thought it was just sales garb, like patter or whatever. And I realised the irony of that, because now I'm on TV offering these products to you. I will, full disclosure, say I get absolutely zero commission on any sales of these duvets. I get paid a daily rate. I'm a freelancer. I get paid a daily rate to present the information to you. I get no other financial incentives of any kind whatsoever to impart this information to you. I'm telling you fact. I'm telling you truth. I'm telling you honestly from my heart, because I know I don't know you all. I realise that there are, who knows, hundreds of thousands of people watching. I don't know you all, but as a person, and as you get to know me, I am genuinely a caring person. I am genuinely somebody that I'm a people person. I start out giving everyone I meet 100% respect, and I like them until they give me a reason not to. And so I'm saying to you, not what I would say to my family and my close friends and people I love. I'm saying to you what I have said to my loved ones. I mean, everyone I know, if they've listened to me, has got mulberry silk duvets and pillows, and even the mattress covers as well, the mattress toppers. What do you call it? The mattresses themselves are quite new, so that's that's going to take a while. And actually, I'm up for new mattresses, so this is what I'm going to get next, because my mattresses, I made the mistake of buying just a regular box spring mattress, paid a lot of money for it, hated it. Now the springs are all bent out of shape, and it's they've got my bum print in one particular part of the mattress where I sit up a lot, and awful. Can't sleep. Sleep is so important, isn't it? It really is so important to our health, to our well-being, to be able to concentrate, to be able to function. And I promise you that when you sleep with a mulberry silk or a Serenity silk duvet and a Serenity silk pillow, and if you have the ability to afford and need and are going to replace your mattress or get a new mattress and have the cocoon mattress, you're going to enjoy a night's sleep that you probably have never ever experienced before. I mean this genuinely. I don't mean to sound condescending, but most people have not actually experienced a good night's sleep at home ever because they've never had the products that are conducive to making that sleep good. Some of you may have done if you've gone to a hotel, if you've treated yourself to an expensive hotel. I mean, how ridiculous is it that we do that? We go and we pay, I don't know, 100 quid, 200, 300 quid, few hundred quid for a night's stay in a posh hotel. And they have lovely pillows and duvets, and we go, oh, I had such a good night's sleep, best night's sleep of my life. I mean, who hasn't said that at some point? By the way, I'm getting to these in a minute. And the fact is that now with Serenity Silk, you will have that hotel experience every day. And if it's not true, you literally, when you get these at home, get them out of the packaging, sleep on your duvet, under your duvet, on your mulberry silk pillow. And if it does not instantly convert you and make you go, oh my God, this is what I've been missing all these years. If you, for any reason, think I'm talking a load of old rubbish, you call the Mulberry Silk Company, you tell them, I'm not satisfied with the duvet or the pillow, I want to send it back, and they'll take care of it. They will refund your money, no questions asked. That's it, simple. What other sleep products have you ever heard of that have a 10-year guarantee and a money-back guarantee that if you're not happy, you'll get your money back? I mean, it's, you know. I'll come back to it in a minute. Do keep checking out. We're almost, I mean, it's gone bananas out there. I think we're almost at half the stock gone now of the double and the king. We're now down to almost the last like 10-15% of the single and the super king. You must check out. Your money's safe. You're not saying I'm going to buy these now. You're just saying I'm going to try these now, because you can get your money back if you're not happy. It's as simple as that, right? But honestly, I'll come back to it in a minute. People were worried that are you going to be able to sit and talk about Mulberry Silk for 2 hours? And I said, actually, I don't think 2 hours is long enough. I could sit here for 5 hours and talk about Mulberry Silk. It's the bee's knees. Now, something that I love, and these also come from RK. So, okay, here's this. They're from the same company that make that distribute the Mulberry Silk. So there's their website. It's rkuk.co.uk, and you'll be able to read up all about the Mulberry Silk duvets. And the pillows and everything else, if you want to do some more research and look into it. I'll come back to the duvets. We're just doing these to give you a chance to place your order. You've got to check out, and particularly, by the way, PayPal, we reckon it's going to be around for about another 2 or 3 days, and then at the moment it's every now and then we're able to offer it for various reasons. I don't know exactly what they are. We are working on a permanent solution where we have multiple payments for you, but at the moment, take advantage of PayPal while it's available. What is this? Well, this is a stretch seat. This is the best £20 that you'll ever spend, I think, unless they ever drop the Mulberry Silk pillows to £20. It's a seat. Yeah, Rob, don't be silly. What are you talking about? A seat. That's far too low. Well, wait. Aha! Sorry, it's hard to do this without it being right over my microphone, sorry. This is your seat. Now, believe it or not, that seat right there comes in green, red, blue and orange. Will support up to 250 kilos, 330 pounds, which is about 23.5 stone. Actually, to be perfectly honest, those tolerances are, I would imagine, way higher than that. I'm a little bit more than 330 pounds. I sat on that, not a problem. When they're in fully extended mode, please do not stand on them. They don't have sufficient width on the base to make them stable. But, speaking of buts, what you can do is you can adjust the height. Now, I don't know, last night, our director, when I showed these, managed to get a really tight shot, and I'm sure Kieran will be able to do the same, of the little locking mechanisms right in on the, we'll see in a second. Let's see how good Kieran really is, shall we? He's the master of directing. No? Ooh, look at that. Now, this is going to be tough. But you see that, those little rondelles and channels, they're now locked. Now, if I pull that open and see how they're now coming out of the little channels, and they're coming out of their locked positions, and this is where I'm going to have to collapse it, Kieran, and then they collapse. You see? Very clever. So you see that, right? So it's just a twist. It's very simple. A twist is what, there it's unlocked, there it's locked. So unlock, collapse, extend, lock. Super lightweight. I mean, not even a kilo. But this could be, last night we came up with so many different places you can use them. Festivals, concerts, picnics, barbecues, if you don't have enough seats in the garden. Maybe you can't get a seat on a train. If you're flying, pop them in your bag. You can take them to the airport with you. Great for, oh yeah, I'm over there, sorry. Sorry. You can, instead of queuing at the post office or queuing at immigration or any kind of queue, these are your queue busting butt rests. But they are adjustable. So there, as far as I could work out, there are about 4 levels of adjustment. So you have to start from full extension, and then you can go down 1, so that's your sort of next height. And actually, Gemma, remind me of the full height of these, please, would you? She's going to look it up. We did have that last night, but and then you can go another 2. 17.7 inches is the full height. So there's your sort of next level. Then you can go another 1. There. Now, at this height, you could conceivably stand on it. I mean, I don't know. I as an adult, I might, if you needed that extra little foot up to get to the top of the cupboard or something if you can't quite reach. But be really careful. They're not recommended that you stand on them. But at this sort of height, it's not. It's got a lot more stability. And then if you go down to the lowest, which is hang on, where is it? About, I think I can get lower than that. There. Now that height, I'd say, if you've got a toddler that's trying to step up to have a pee, possibly. But again, you assess that we're not recommending that you should stand on these. But I think at that low level, I think there's sufficient stability that you could. Now, there's more to these as well. Incidentally, on the back, you'll see there's a little smiley face. So you've got 2 finger holes on the front, 2 finger holes on the back, and then you just twist them in the way that it suggests here. The mouth of the smiley face, let me show it to camera 3. You should see says on and off. Yeah, so there's off and there's on. So you can lock in position. Essentially, it says, look, this is not a toy. Not to be used as a ladder or for standing on. Yeah, again, we don't I wouldn't, unless it's right at its lowest, where it's unlikely that it's going to be unstable. I leave that up to you. We can't recommend it. But up to £330. But yeah, so simply like this. This is my right hand. This is my left hand. To open, I'm going to turn my right hand clockwise and my left hand anti-clockwise in opposing directions, and then you just pull. Now, if you have manual dexterity issues and such, they don't require an awful lot of strength to be able to open them. And then to close them, you go the other way. So my left hand is now going clockwise and my right hand is going anti-clockwise, and they just collapse. But there's more. They've got a little carry handle like that. You could pop them in a bag. But what though, what if you were going somewhere like a trek, going on a little hike, going for a picnic somewhere in some secluded, forgotten field? Well, they also have a Velcro strap. So you can open the Velcro strap. They've got an adjuster on the side. So I can now, I can now adjust this to the length I want, and I can sling it over my shoulder and carry it like a canister or a canteen, like when you go on safari, that kind of thing. So they're really convenient. They're really, really easy to use. They are made of an incredibly strong ABS plastic, very, very tough, very, very durable. I mean, considering the weight that they hold, I mean, that is quite impressive. It really is. And then to put the strap away, all you've got to do, there's a little channel, a little groove. Oh, have I twisted it? You get into the groove like that. You go all the way around, and then you just adjust the strap until it's tight, and then the excess strap then comes around like that, goes onto the Velcro. Bada bing, bada boom, job's a good one. They also have little, I suppose they are textured feet. They've got grip, they're grippy feet. So they're anti-slip, which means that you can put them on all different kinds of surfaces. Look, the barbecue season's coming up, isn't it? You never know where you might want to seat. Maybe you're somebody who can't get very far and you just need to stop every now and then, have a little sit down. This is your seat wherever you need it. But maybe you've got garden chairs and things like that. But what you don't have is a surface for your cool beer or your cocktail or whatever it may be. So you've got, these could be a table, very happily be a table. Actually, we even said if you dressed them with some sort of material, you could use them as display stands for crafts, maybe cakes and things like that. And just to show you the different heights, so there's the next sort of size down. There we go. And there's another one there. And then finally, if I haven't got enough to do all of the heights, where did I get to there? So there's, if I can do it, there's the next one after that. But you've got another 2 heights that you could go to. So you can actually, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different height adjustments, I would say. Look, they're 20 quid. They're going to last for years and years and years. They're water resistant. They're weather resistant. They're the sort of thing that they're just great if you're a bit of a rambler. I ramble. I ramble very well. I ramble with the best of them, me. To have a seat wherever you need it, and it is going to be that season where the concerts and the festivals and maybe not raves, but also things like if you go to sporting events, maybe a little cricket, maybe you go to your children's sports day, or you go to watch a cricket match or a football match or a hockey match or a tennis match or anything whereby you might want to sit down and there might be a lack of seats. Everyone else is going to be rushing for the first available seat, but not you, because you're going to be like, I don't need to rush. I've got my own seat, thank you very much. And they're actually, I have to say, they are 9.5 inches in diameter. So even for a big bum like mine, they are very, very comfortable. Go the other way. So, yeah, so I'm just helping, there you go, yeah. If you go, I'm just helping Charlie, our floor manager, out. Once you know which way to go, it's like rubbing your tummy and patting your head at the same time. You have to go that way or that way, and once you've figured that out, it's easy. It's easy peasy. Go the other way. And there you go. Right. Now, have we had any emails, Gemma? Let's see. If you've got any questions, by the way, about the mulberry silk or the pillow, the duvets, maybe we'll get the duvet back in. Should we get the duvet back in? Who's emailed in? Joseph he's just said hello. Hi Joseph, how are you, man? Glad that you're watching. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, we'll get the duvet back in a moment if that's all right. What do you want to talk about? The pillow. All right. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? If you don't buy one of these pillows, I can't say what I want to say because I'll probably offend somebody. But if you know what's good for you, you will. And again, I don't know if you remember this. It was back in, when was it? When was lockdown? 2020. And there was a viral or a tweet, as it was back then, not an X or whatever you call it now, that went viral. And David Brent as duvet salesman. Do you remember that? That was me. Yes, it was these duvets, or they've actually taken the duvet off, but when it comes back on, the duvets I've been showing you, that essentially went viral because I know I do look a little bit like David Brent or Ricky Gervais. I've had that an awful lot, and Mr. Gervais got involved with the tweet, and it was all a big thing, and everybody had a good old laugh. But I did, at my expense, but I did make one point that has now stuck with me for the rest of my life. It was basically, I said, I used to swear at my duvet, now I swear by it. And I genuinely do. And my pillow. There is, it'd have to be some sort of cyber tech, AI controlled, mind reading pillow, make me a coffee in the morning, rub my back and my feet, and make sweet, sweet love to me all night on command type of pillow technology to make me part with my mulberry silk pillow. And I tell you, even a Japanese body pillow won't cut it. So let's go back to the beginning. How long have we got left on the show? Oh, not that good. Goodness me, not that long. If you just tuned in, last pillow, and when we see it in a minute, last duvet you'll ever need to buy, I believe. And the way that I've justified that is, first of all, 10-year guarantee. What else, I mean, what do you know? What pillow do you know that comes with a 10-year guarantee? But also, it is filled with mulberry silk. But now, mulberry silk is considered to be the finest silk that money can buy. Made in China, or produced in China. However, mulberry silk in of itself is not necessarily the most luxurious. It's a bit like if you've ever bought tanzanite, which is a precious gemstone. There's regular old tanzanite, and then there's A, there's double A, there's triple A. I believe now they've even made a quadruple A. So there are different levels of quality. So in the silk community, the silk production community, remember it is a natural product. These come from silkworms, which are farmed, and then when they go into the, I guess it's the larval stage, they literally cocoon themselves in, they produce silk, and they cocoon themselves in silk to then turn into whatever an adult silkworm becomes. And I suppose it would be a moth, wouldn't it? Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah. So while they're in their little, once they've done with their cocoons and they've turned into moths and flown away, you've got the basically their leftovers. I think the manufacturing process I'm not 100% on. It's along these lines. There's a larva. It produces a silk ball, and then basically they put the balls in tepid water, and the balls unravel into one complete strand of silk. And that silk is anything from 1 to 2 miles long. And here's the most important part. The silk that you get in your mulberry silk pillows and duvets is AAA grade. So there are 3 different types of mulberry leaf. And if you fit the other 2, I forget what the other 2 colours are, but they have to be fed, the worms have to be fed on, I think it's red and black, but you have to feed them white mulberry leaves. If they eat the white mulberry leaves, then you get the highest quality silk, the best colour, the highest strength. And the equivalent tensile strength, by the way, it's akin to steel, I believe. It's actually one of the, if you took a strand of silk and made it big, as large as a piece of steel, it would be the same sort of strength. The only thing stronger, like for like, is spider's web, which is the sort of strongest man-made substance. Again, not man-made, natural substance based on representative size, comparative size. So, but the thing is, so you've got the best quality money can buy of silk, but in the world. But also because worms, they have life cycles, and also because the mulberry leaves, they only grow, and the white mulberry leaves only grow at certain times of year. There are times of year where there are no white mulberry leaves. There are certain times of year where there are no silkworms, because there aren't any white mulberry leaves, and it's all of this malarkey. So there are specific windows throughout a calendar year when AAA grade mulberry silk can be farmed, and it's not a particularly large window from what I understand, so it's quite limited. This is one of the reasons also that it's so sought after and regarded as being the best, because you can't get it all the time. So a lot of companies that make mulberry silk products have stopped doing, well, if they even started in the first place, using the full length strands. because they're only available at certain times of year. So they just use offcuts, or they use pieces of silk, little, inch-long kind of fibres of silk. And often those are mixed in with other man-made fibres, which some companies that are not necessarily as honest as the Mulberry Silk Company even wash and treat in such a way that they are indistinguishable in look from silk. They actually shine man-made fibres to make them look like silk, so that you think you're buying a full silk, 100% silk duvet or pillow or whatever it is, and you're not. So always, if you're going to buy mulberry silk, check the percentage of actual mulberry silk, but also check that it is 100% full length. So in this pillow, you have a foam core, which is for support, and then wrapped around that, the rest of the entire pillow is silk. And silk has natural temperature regulating properties. So in other words, it never gets too hot, it never gets too cold. It's the Goldilocks syndrome. You're always just right. Also, it has natural moisture wicking, so it wicks away moisture, so you don't get you basically don't get a cold or a hot, clammy, sweaty head in the middle of the night. And also the sweat's wicked away, and because you can wash these, you can put these in your regular washing machine, 30 degrees, a little bit of fabric softener, a little bit of laundry detergent. Then any of the sweat or any of the bacteria from your sweat and perspiration over the course of however long it's been can be washed away. I usually wash mine once a month. What you don't have to worry about, though, are dust mites, because these are naturally resistant to dust mites. Remember, the Mulberry Silk duvets actually have the Allergy UK seal of approval for dust mite what's the word I'm looking for? Reduction in resistance. Thank you, resistance. Dust mites just don't like living in silk. It's a bit like a desert. We don't really naturally. I know some people do live in deserts, but very few, because it's not naturally habitable. It's not a habitable environment. The same for dust mites and for silk. So if you have a regular pillow, hollow fibre or feathers, down, that kind of thing, they are breeding grounds for bacteria, because your sweat stays within them. You can't wash them, and the dust mites set up home, and within a few months, a large amount of the weight of your pillow is dust mites, dead dust mites, and their droppings. And bacteria, and who knows what other things might set up in that home in the pillow as well. I know it's horrible, and I don't know the exact statistics. You'd have to Google them or research them yourself. But it's along those lines, and it's nasty. It's horrible. It's rank. With this, you can have a clean, sanitary, fragrant-smelling, pillow every single day of the year. And this pillow, again, my pillow's now 5 years old. There are people who've had theirs since I forget when they first made them, it was a few years back. But when you buy a Mulberry Silk pillow, it's quite possibly the last pillow you'll ever need. You can wash it over and over again, it just bounces back. It always, you can twist it, you can malform it, and it always comes back to its original shape. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the duvet back in, and then if you've got any questions, honestly, I'll be happy to answer them. Remember, RK Sales, all their information, their website, their phone number, their email address is all on the tag. When you sleep on this pillow, get it now. You'll have it within 5 to 7 working days. Sleep on it for a few nights. If you don't absolutely love it, if you don't find that you're cooler, more comfortable, and you don't get a better night's sleep, contact the info on the tag, and they will give you your money back. So order now.
At ShopOnTV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly, conveniently and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service every step of the way, from design to dispatch. Our nightly live broadcast is your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So, when it's time to shop, shop on TV. After you've ordered from ShopOnTV, we aim to deliver your purchases as quickly as possible. Postage and packing charges cover standard UK delivery, which is normally 3 to 5 working days. Though depending on the carrier, you could receive your products sooner. Certain items may be offered with expedited delivery for a nominal extra charge. We'll give you a delivery estimate every time you place an order. Not going to be home or prefer to have your packages arrive at a different address? No problem. Just enter the destination information when you check out. Once you pay, it's on the way from ShopOnTV.
Keep up to date with all the latest news, information and special offers from ShopOnTV by following us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok and YouTube. You'll find us at ShopOnTV Live. Be a part of our fun community at ShopOnTV.
Hello, this is ShopOnTV. My name's Rob Lock with an E. It's really, really busy. We've got half an hour left, so I don't know if these things are going to will sell out live. But what's happening of late, as I know a lot of people, because I know we're on the small hours of the morning, people are recording the show and then watching the next day. So typically what is bought in the live show, in the 3-hour live window, is, and it was only 2 hours tonight, we started late, is then also bought the next day. So it's possible you might tomorrow, if you are awake now and you've gone, you know what, Rob, I'm going to give that a go because I know what's good for me. I suggest if you can be bothered before you go to bed to check out tonight, I would. And I'm not saying that in any way to rush you. Again, I make nothing. If you buy this, I don't make any extra money at all. I'm literally paid to talk for a night. And to be quite frank, all of the enthusiasm is not part of. It's not prerequisite. It's just my genuine testimonial. What you're watching. The reason they have unleashed me on you for 2 hours on my own without a guest is because I am the living, breathing, walking testimonial for mulberry silk. Because I used to think I was really cool until I realised that I could sit and wax lyrical for 2 hours about a duvet and a pillow. But honestly and truly, please understand the context of what I'm about to say. Please mark my words carefully here. If you were my close personal friend, who I'd known for a long time, whom I loved and cared about dearly, I would say to you, if you don't get a mulberry silk duvet and pillow, you're a blooming idiot. Because you're just not going to sleep as well on anything else. That's what I would say to my close personal friend. Obviously, I don't know you well enough to be that familiar with you, but I hope you can take from the context of what I'm saying that as someone who is generally a caring person, and whether you choose to believe that is entirely up to you, I know technically I am paid to be on TV to sell, but to heck with that. Who likes being sold to, right? Do you like somebody selling to you? No, I hate it. It's the worst thing in the world. When salespeople approach me and stuff, like, go away. Ugh. I want to make up my own mind. I want information, and I love to buy. We all love to buy, don't we? That excitement of buying something and getting something new. And you're about to have an experience that you've never had before. I guarantee, if you haven't slept under mulberry silk and on a mulberry silk pillow, you haven't slept anywhere near as comfortably and luxuriously and as well and deeply perhaps as you will when you actually own these products. And they are bold claims, I realise that. But here's the thing, again, to be perfectly frank and direct with you, and there's no smoke and mirrors here. If you're not happy, you call the number on the tag, you call RK Sales, they'll give you your money back. So if I thought for a second, and if RK Sales thought for a second, Ray Kennedy, Ray Kennedy, our regular guest on these products, if he thought for a second that in saying that they would send out thousands, and it is thousands because there are so many of you watching, thousands of these are going out the door tonight, and they were all going to be returned, Well, not only would they have to refund all of that money, so they've lost all the money in sales because it's all gone back to you, but also it's worse than that because they then can't resell the pillow if you've slept on it, and they can't resell the duvet if you've slept on it because of health and hygiene. Everyone always gets a brand new, never slept on, never used product. So I believe they actually give, if they do have returns, but they're so minimal, they give them to charity, I do believe. But the fact is that they in 50 years that this company's been going, they wouldn't have the reputation that they have, and they also would have been bankrupt a long time ago if these products weren't genuinely as good as we say that they are. And with the pillow, again, you can wash it. You can put this in your washing machine. You can wash it as many times as you want, 30 degrees. I use a liquid detergent. You can do whatever you use, whatever you like. You can use powders if you want. You can use tabs, and you can also, if you want to use a bit of fabric softener, you can. I don't think it's necessary. Just popping this on a clothes horse when it comes out, spin dry it. You can do it on a 800 spin or a high spin. It's an hour, a couple of hours at most for it to dry. And I do them once a month, and they're good to go. So this is your Mulberry Silk pillow, £40. But remember, guaranteed for 10 years, but I know people who've had these for longer than that, and I've had mine for 5 years. Kieran, how long have you had your pillow? About the same time. You've had your duvet for 11, right? Yeah. So let's go back to the duvet. You've got, honestly, you've got to get one of these pillows. I'm only saying that because I know what's good for you. I genuinely do in this case. But you don't have, look, everyone's different. Everyone has their own thing. You do you, babe. It's not for me to sit here and even suggest that I had any influence over telling you what you should or shouldn't do. I respect you as people. You make your own decision. If you were my friend, I'd say, well, if you don't buy one of these, then that's down to you. You're missing out. You are missing out on a much, much better night's sleep, I believe, and in my experience. But you do what you are happy with, obviously, as you will. Remember, we do have PayPal available tonight. PayPal Pay in 3. If you're paying online, that means that you basically you can choose PayPal at ShopOnTV.co.uk as your payment method. That will take you to a PayPal window, and you can then select Pay in 3. And if you've got an account with them already, you may already, the approval probably will be quite quick. If you're having to set up a new account, I've set up PayPal accounts, and it's easy, it's quick and easy to do. And you may need to put in a few bits of information to get approval. But with PayPal Pay in 3, you can spend anything from £30 to £2,000. So in other words, this is the perfect time to do it. You can, if you're buying multiple duvets for different beds in your home, maybe you're getting them for your parents whom you love, and you know, or grandkids or kids or cousins or friends or whomever. You can bulk buy tonight. You'll only pay the one postage and packing charge of £4.95, except if you buy the mattress as well. That does have an additional £5, but that's just on the mattress. All the other items, all the duvets, all the pillows are £4.95. You could put 1,000 pillows and 28 million duvets in your basket and check out, and it's only £1.495 P&P per order. So once you've checked out, when you start a new order, it's another £4.95 P&P. But unlimited items for that £1.495 P&P charge per order, if that makes sense. So let's go back to the duvet. Again, I've got just enough time. I'll give you the Cliff Notes. Those who don't know, I think are Cliff Notes here in England as well? Okay, so you know what they are. So the first thing everybody says, if this were a TARDIS, what's the first thing everybody would say? It's bigger on the inside, right? With every Serenity Silk duvet, and if I say Mulberry Silk duvet, forgive me, these are Mulberry Silk duvets from the official Mulberry Silk Company of Canada. They are those duvets. Serenity is a brand name we've given to the fact that we have slightly upgraded packaging for you, and Serenity is exclusive to us here at ShopOnTV. We may at some point, once all of that Serenity stock runs out, we probably will just go back to Mulberry Silk. The duvets are identical. They are the same duvets, right? Just so you know. So sometimes I will interchange Serenity and Mulberry Silk. But you are getting an official, and you can go and look at the reviews independently for the Mulberry Silk Company, and it's got to be the official Mulberry Silk Company, Mulberry Silk, AAA grade Mulberry Silk duvets, and they're 5-star reviews just continuously. So the first thing everyone says is it's very thin. It's never going to keep me warm. Oh, how little they know. And then the second thing everyone says is, what's the TOG rating? Oh, how little they know. There is no TOG rating. TOG ratings are for man-made fibres only, and they are essentially a measurement for how effectively the product insulates. With silk, there is no TOG rating, but natural materials don't have TOG ratings. And with silk, it specifically and especially doesn't, because silk, and only Mother Nature knows the secret to how this works, and maybe some boffins with white coats and lots of pens in their pockets and glasses, I don't know, to make a stereotypical image about a scientist. Maybe they know. But silk has natural temperature regulating properties. And as we were saying earlier, if you think about it, silkworms, are they indigenous to China? I suppose they are. They used to be. There's probably cross-pollination now. But in China, which is where the top grade silk is made, only China that I'm aware of, the silkworm basically, when it creates a cocoon for itself before it transforms into a moth, and it's the cocoon. They spin a ball of this silk that they produce around them, and that silk ball is silk. It's the silk and it's incredibly strong. It has the equivalent tensile strength of steel. The only thing stronger is spider's web on a comparative size level. Obviously, you know. Well, no, if you had a piece of steel the same fineness as the silk in here, they would be an equivalent kind of strength. So very, very tough, very, very durable, very, very long lasting. But also China gets very, very hot. They have all different kinds of weather, and I don't know how long this cocoon, the silkworm stays in the cocoon, but they have to stay protected in there while they undergo their metamorphosis. So it is a very, very durable material. And basically the silk balls are soaked in warm water, and they unravel into their complete strand, because it's one complete strand that the whole ball is made up of. And they can be anything from 1 to 2 miles long. And this, as far as I know, is the only company. There may be 1 or 2 other premium silk companies out there that do this, but I know their duvets are a lot more expensive. Nobody other than the official Mulberry Silk Company, and maybe 1 or 2 of those other premium companies, uses full strand silk, because it's ridiculously labour intensive if you think about it, to unravel thousands and thousands of silk balls into their individual strands, and then literally lay them out in a full length and not just lay them out obviously in one length, because you'd be going 2 miles down the street, but in a sort of concertina form. And then, I mean, stitching them and this is what's in your duvet, by the way. If you start at the top, literally thousands or even possibly tens of thousands of layers of full strand silk laid across the top, with the strands going all the way down the full length of the duvet, right, to a specific thickness. And then they literally stitch across the top. It's cotton thread that's used as well, by the way. And then you've also got Egyptian cotton, 100% Egyptian cotton cover on the outside. That's it, 2 ingredients: pure, 100% AAA grade mulberry silk and Egyptian cotton. That's it. And then, as you can see, each duvet has this sort of, I think they call it a box cassette, don't they? You see that square cassette, box cassette. So once they've laid out the full length, the full strands of silk, they lay the top on, and then they stitch all the box cassettes, and then they stitch the sides, and that's how you end up with, see there it's mulberry silk, how you end up with your duvet. There is a vanity pocket. You've got a zip on the side of your duvet, or the bottom of your duvet, everyone has them, that you can open up, and there's no purpose to it whatsoever, to man nor beast, except for you to be able to see that inside your duvet are those full length strands, that they are there in every duvet, and that you can admire the quality of what you have just bought. So regulating temperature, so you will never get too hot and you will never get too cold, in my experience. They keep you just right. It is Goldilocks all the way. So if you're someone that runs hot, if you're naturally hot, they have the British Allergy Foundation Allergy UK seal of approval against live dust mites. So you're not going to have loads and loads of dust mites living in your pillow and living in your duvet. And they are washable as well. They're also naturally insulating. They are also naturally moisture regulating. They wick away moisture. So you know, if you sleep with a partner and that partner runs hot and you tend to be cold, you're both perfectly comfortable under the same duvet. And the reason is, and I kind of explained it earlier, how long we got? I'm just making sure I get all the information in before we run out of time, is that silk, it's a bit, I think of it like a pressure cooker. With man-made fibre and with feather or down is feather anyway, isn't it? You put the duvet on and your body temperature, you're constantly emitting heat from your body, right? And it builds up under the duvet, in the gaps between you and the duvet, and then it builds up within the pockets of air in the duvet, and then it gets to the point where it traps that heat, and then it has nowhere to go. And so it just starts to get hotter and hotter and hotter. Honestly, I'm asking you genuinely, because you know you're real people who have real sleep and have done real duvets. If you've got a duvet right now, if that's what you sleep under, how many times a night do you take it off you, and then when you get too cold, put it back on you, and then you get too hot and you take it off you, and then you get too cold and you put it back on you? How many times a night? It's several, isn't it? That won't happen with this. You won't need to take it off you, because honestly, I could be sitting in, and I did, in the middle of what felt like an Arctic winter in a porter cabin during lockdown with a single mulberry silk duvet, and I literally, and by the way, no trousers, just so you know my state of dress, I had a t-shirt, no trousers, and obviously underwear, and it was freezing, absolutely freezing in this porter cabin, and I wrapped myself in the duvet, and within a couple of minutes, I was starting to get to that lovely temperature, and then I thought, this is going to get too hot. It is. I know people have told me, I've never experienced it before. I know people have told me that it won't get too hot, but I thought it's never going to happen. There's no way. Mr. Cynical. No, still not too hot. No, still not too hot. And this one, and eventually I realised after 15, 20 minutes, I was just the perfect temperature. And because I guess any of the excess heat, it doesn't get stuck or trapped. It's dissipated. So you just reach the ideal sleeping temperature and you stay there. And that's it. And that will be unique to every single person that sleeps under the duvet, whether you're incredibly hot or whether you're incredibly cold. But in the summer, it does the same thing. This is why you only need one of these. It might be the thickness of a summer duvet, but it has the warming capabilities of like a 13.5 tog, like super duper really hot regular duvet, man-made fibre duvet, but without any of the downside of that, the trapping all the dust mites and the bacteria and the sweat and the yada yada, and the fact it gets too hot and you have to take it off and you have to put it back on. This you just stay wrapped up in all night. As I say, I use one of these instead of central heating. I've not turned no, I lie. Twice this entire winter I've turned my central heating on, and that's only because I was working during the day from home, and I couldn't work on my computer and be wrapped up in a mulberry silk duvet at the same time. But I turned it off once I'd finished working, and at night time my son and I sit on our couch and we have these electric recliners, and we watch telly and we stretch a single duvet across the sofa, and that keeps us perfectly warm. We've saved a fortune on central heating. So, but in the summer, it's the other thing is that even summer duvets, if you buy a summer duvet, it might be thin, but it's still made of a hollow fibre or a feather or something. So it still has that same heat trapping property. Not with this. With this, you put this on you, even if it's really hot, but some people just like to be wrapped up, or have something on them, or maybe it's just a little not quite warm enough in the summer, and you put the duvet on and you just never get too hot. You just never get too hot. This duvet, because of the natural properties of silk, will help keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And because it has natural wicking abilities, if you do perspire into the duvet, it wicks the moisture away. So instead of, unlike with man-made duvets, what's the sort of PC way of saying man-made these days? Is there such a thing? Because I'm just aware, man-made, fabricated. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but obviously I'm aware of the fact that It's the same with mankind. Are we going to change that as well? I don't know if we've changed that yet. Humankind, yeah. Human made. There we are, human made. And now I've forgotten the point I was making. But anyway, oh yeah. Human-made products, they just don't have the ability to perform the way that that natural products do. And human, a human-made duvet, you're going to sweat into it. You just are. And sweat goes bad. It goes rancid. It's bacteria forming. You're going to get dust mites. You're going to get allergies potentially if you're allergic to dust mites. And remember that the Mulberry Silk or Serenity Silk duvets are the only duvet we know of that come with the official Allergy UK seal of approval for resistance to live dust mites. These dust mites do not like to live in here. They just don't. And plus they're washable, and because of the size of them, you can get a Super King into a regular 7.5 kilo front loading washing machine. Plus, every Serenity Silk duvet has a 10-year guarantee. I'm going to say that again. 10-year guarantee. Who's ever heard of a guarantee on a duvet, let alone a decade? But that doesn't mean they stop working after a decade. There are people who've had their Mulberry Silk duvets for 20, 30 years. That's how good these are. Now, I've just realised, do you know what I've inadvertently done here? Go ahead, Charlie. You can just bung up on there, Charlie. I've realised that I've wrapped myself in the Serenity Silk duvet and forgotten I've done it, and I'm really comfortable and I haven't taken it off. And I'm sitting under studio lights, and I am not. I'm the perfect temperature. I'm not too hot, you see. Here are the prices again. We've got a special offer that we do because we deal directly with the official Mulberry Silk company and Arcade Sales, who are the exclusive distributor of Mulberry Silk in this country. And we, as ShopOnTV, are the only place on television you're going to be able to get Serenity Silk or Mulberry Silk. And you can see all those prices. They are phenomenal reductions. Maybe now's the time that you're going to upgrade. You put a double on a single bed and you get that sort of hotel drape, or a king on a double, or a super king on a king size. Obviously the only thing you can't do is go any higher than a super king if you've got a king size bed. And yeah, these are a little bit more expensive than you'll pay for a cheap hollow fibre duvet. But yeah, but then a Rolls Royce is better quality than a Morris Minor, isn't it? You get what you pay for at the end of the day. But let's think. So let's take the average price. If I can see a price. So that's what are we on now? Which version are we on now? We're on, well, let's say 100. All right, £139, right, which is for the single. For a single duvet, for a hollow fibre single duvet, what do you reckon you'd pay? Cheap one. Any ideas what you can get those for? Charlie, do you know? Roughly, single duvet, cheap. Any ideas? No. We'll have a look on 30 quid. 30 quid. Right. Okay. How long will that last you? A year. You'd want to replace it. Yeah. How old are you now? So how many times have you got to spend 30 quid for another year of duvet use? Which, by the way, is not going to regulate your temperature. So you're going to be too hot. And then you're going to be too cold, and then you're going to be doing this all night long, right? Which interrupts your sleep, and so you don't get as good a night's sleep. So you're going to spend hundreds of pounds on a duvet. Well, this one will be the last duvet you'll probably ever need. This duvet will probably outlive you, and you'll have a better sleep, and a more comfortable sleep, and a more luxurious sleep. So it's a false economy. So we have found a single duvet online for 15 quid, but all right, and it's hollow fibre. Yeah. You wouldn't want to, really, unless you would, really needs must, and that's all you can afford. And I get it. If you can't afford this, I do understand that it is a premium product. But it's about also cleanliness too, because dust mites are not going to be setting up home in here because they don't like to. You can wash the duvet as often as you want, and you potentially will have it for 20, 30 years. And so it's clean, it's sanitary, they always come back looking as new. But here's the most important thing. 10-year guarantee, yeah, that's great. But if you're skeptical and you just want to try it before you buy it, I don't know if I've got the label here. On every Mulberry Silk product there is a label. Every single label has the website, the email and the phone number of RK Sales, the distributor, and they guarantee their products. So not only is this guaranteed for 10 years, so if you have any issue with your duvet, as long as you haven't sort of hacked at it with an axe or something, if it's a genuine issue with your duvet, at any time within the next decade, they will sort it out for you. And that will probably entail replacing the duvet that you have. That's generally what they do. But Ray always makes this offer to you whenever he's here, and I'm able to extend it to you now. Get this at home. You'll get it within 5 to 7 days. Sleep on it for a while, or sleep under it for a while. And if you're not, and you'll know right away. But if after 2 or 3 days you're not completely, or a few days or a week or whatever, if you're not completely satisfied at any point with your duvet, then you call RK Sales, you give them all of your purchase information, and they will refund your money in full. So the most it's going to cost you is the postage and packing of $4.95, which obviously we can't refund because we have to mail it to you. So unless you want to get into Royal Mail or whoever delivers it. So, I mean, I don't know how much fairer we can be in terms of, I've sat here and made some very bold claims about this, but the only reason I've made them is because A, they're true, and B, you'll know they're true once you get this at home, because and people always, no one ever believes me. I know you don't. I bet you're skeptical now. I bet you don't absolutely trust that everything I'm saying is 100% true right now. And I bet that when you get this at home, you're going to go, something along the lines in your mind will be, you'll be saying to yourself, he was right, you know. Oh my God, he was right, you know. Here, Martha, or Ethel, or Steve, or Shonda, or whoever, he was right, you know. Maybe you have, I'm not suggesting you have 5 people sleeping in your bed. But if you do, lucky you. So remember, PayPal Pay in 3. At the moment, PayPal Pay in 3, we're generally only able to offer it for about 4 or 5 days at a time. I'm not involved in that part of things. Eventually, we will have a permanent multi-pay solution, but at the moment, this is the time to buy these. Capped P&P of $4.95, so you can order everything you like. Buy these for the kids. You know, how many times do the kids, just very quickly, do they go, I'm hot, Mummy, Daddy, I'm hot? Well, it's their blooming duvet. That's probably half the problem. So get them a Serenity Silk duvet, and then they won't shout, Mummy, I'm hot, I'm hot. They might sleep, but they actually might save you a lot of ag if you get them for them. And bear in mind, if you've got a kid who's 10 years old today, say, for example, they'll probably be middle-aged and still using the same duvet. That's how long these have been known to last for. It's the last duvet you'll probably ever need to buy. Same with the pillow, and same with the pillowcases. So at the end of the day, yes, you're paying a little bit more up front now, but you're going to save so much in the future. I can't believe we've only got 3 minutes left. Can we do another hour? Should we stay up till 4? All right, then they said no. That took a while. I was like, should we stay up till 4? No! I love these things. They are, they're so soft. They really are. I remember the first time a girlfriend bought me some silk boxer shorts. Oh, they were so lovely. Back in the day, I couldn't imagine wearing silk boxer shorts now. But these pillowcases are super luxurious. They are 100% pure AAA grade Mulberry silk. Remember, AAA grade is the best silk that money can buy. On the outside, they're actually 2 parts. They're a material sandwich, because silk is lovely, but it's very slippery. So if you put just silk over a pillow, it could slide off. And it's a pain, or it would get wrinkled. So they're actually cotton lined, so they're pure cotton lined, but it's 100% mulberry silk on the outside all the way around. That's what touches your skin and your hair. If you want to do your own research about the benefits of silk and sericin, which is an ingredient in silk, and the potential benefits that can have to your hair and to your skin, feel free to do so. Again, we can't guarantee any of those effects. We don't have any empirical studies or data to support it, but there is a lot of I think there are, well, there's anecdotal evidence. I think there probably are studies out there for silk. This is silk. Silk's got sericin in it. If sericin does that, I mean, you know. So you have Desert Dream. Actually, Desert Dream is not far from selling out. Then we've also got the Arctic Ice, which is rather lovely. We've got the White and Sage, which is the one over, the green one over in the corner. The Arctic Ice is the blue, basically. So all very, very popular. And look, if you're going to treat yourself to a Mulberry Silk pillow, if you're going to go silk, go silk. You know what I mean? It's the only way to fly. It really, truly is. I'm just hearing actually on the duvets, we are almost sold out now of the single and the Super King. Where are we again on the double and the? We are approaching 2/3 of the stock gone of the double and the King. So I don't know, we're about to go off air now. If as many people buy during the day, later on today, people who've recorded the show, as having the show tonight, they will have sold out. I don't know, the thing is, two things. I don't know, PayPal's only going to last for a few days. Next time we have these on, we have the Mulberry Silk show, we may not have PayPal. That's number one. So get them now, while you can spread the cost if you want to. And also, if we sell out by tomorrow, I don't know if we're going to have any Mulberry. It depends on the season. If we're going to have enough to do another show. Look, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I will see you again tomorrow night. But in the meantime, get your Mulberry Silk. Bye.